Fuck us!
Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. What up, motherfuckers? Everybody come on in, get in here, populate this live stream, get in the comment section. Good to see you guys here. Shout out. Jack Grimaldi, what's up? Thank you for being here. What a week it has been. A lot of shit to talk about. A lot of shit I've been wanting to talk about for a few days, but waiting until the live stream to bring it up. But we are going to get cracking pretty soon because, like I said, a lot of shit to talk about, a lot of shit to get into, and I want to have time for it all because it's all pretty important things. Some infuriating, as most are, because it's just so fucking stupid. But some of them are funny. Some of them you're going to see some hilarious things. One of the clips has to do with some Haitians, so that's funny. It's always funny to see the Haitians doing something. So we'll get into that too. That's fucking hilarious. And it's something that they should have seen coming long time ago, which makes it even funnier. The way they're acting now. I love it. Because in life, if you do something wrong, sometimes it comes back to bite you in your anus. And especially if there was a way for you to avoid that for, in some cases, decades. So it's not going to get too many drops from the sympathy well when you've had years and years to take care of something that you didn't, and now it's due. Now it's time to pay the piper. And that's that. And that's that. Where's that from? Oh, yeah. Back in, 1998, when I was, senior high school, Busta Rhymes came out with an album called Extinction Level Event, ELE. And there's a skit on there where these kids they're camping, and one of the kids says, Counselor Bob, can you play Busta Rhymes? And he's like, no, I'm not going to play Busta Rhymes. We're telling ghost stories. And he keeps bugging him, and he finally says, look, you little shit, I'm not going to play Busta Rhymes. And that's that. Oh, it's so funny. And that's, look, you little shit, I'm not going to play Busta Rhymes. And that's that. If you're around that age, you've probably heard that, and it's fucking hilarious. But yeah, that's it, man. You got shit to take care of. You don't take care of it, damn it. When the bill comes due, you can't cry too hard. Loke for life, what up? Kelly, what's up? Sassy, what's going on? Chrome, what up? Andrew, what up? Hold on, let me go back to the top. Taking it from the top. Chippy, oh, we'll be born singing that. Hey, oh, what song was that? Again, from the late 90s. Kelly Curran says, where have you been? I miss you. I don't see you on my feed anymore. I've been here. YouTube's the one that's been taking me away. It's been trying to keep us apart, like Nettie and Sealy in Color Purple. If you know, you know. Jack Grimaldi says, how come only Jericho comes up with these funny ass titles? I mean, sometimes they write themselves. This one, you see the thumbnail. Poodle Amy, what's up? Long time no see. Glad to have you. That's right, Andrew. Go Navy, the world's finest Navy. There's no question. Shut your mouth if you disagree. But the saying, between a rock and a hard place. But since it has to do with gender, I figured between a rock and a cock would be better because that's where the WNBA is. They're between a rock and a cock. They're between a rock and a hard place. And they created this rock and this hard place. They did it to themselves, you idiots. By not saying, hey, if you weren't born with a fucking clam, if you weren't born with a push, if you look down and it's smooth, you can play in the WNBA. Hello, Huntberg. Yeah, WNBA. Gay. That's right. There's a lot of shiny faces in those locker rooms. A lot of people coming up like, huh? What? By not putting your dainty little foot down and saying, no, you have to be born a woman to play in the WNBA. That's what the W's for. Am I fucking missing something? It's in the title, WNBA, Women's National Basketball Association. Now, if you don't tell people this is what a woman is, these are the requirements to come in here to make it into the club, then you leave the door open for nonsense like this, and this is what you deserve. So now you're being forced, just like the Haitians, now you're being forced to do something. Now you have to, because you have two men who are former NBA players, not that stupid W. And side note, I've said WNBA more in the last 6 months than I've ever said in my entire life. I'm about to be 46 years old in November, and I've said WNBA more in the last 6 months than the first, we'll say, I don't know, how old was I when I started talking? 3, maybe? We'll say 3. So 42. I've said WNBA more in the last 5 minutes than I've said in the last 42 years of my life. What's going on here? There's a reason for that. Sassy Crotcheter says, that's exactly what I was thinking. I have been subbed to you forever and haven't seen any of your stuff come through. However, I just watched the video with you, Gabe, and Dean Kane. Yes, the homies, my people, my boys. Make sure you support Gabe. The link is always in the description box of any of my videos. You can go to the last one, a few that I posted, I think, yesterday. There's always a link in there for Big Man Comics. That's my man, Gabe. I'll tell you, that's his company. That's who he's creating these great comics with. Dean Kane, the Dean Kane. They have Volume 2, Dean Kane, All-American Lawman, Volume 2, Hong Kong Connection. Shit is fire. First one was great. Can't wait for the second one. They're officially going to send these out, I think, before the end of the year, if you order soon. So do that. I'll say it again. We look for great content. We look for great entertainment, and we don't want all this woke bullshit attached to it. We don't want to be preached to. We don't want fingers wagged in our direction. Well, here it is. A-level, top tier art and storytelling right here at your feet. How does the saying go? You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make it do the right thing. I think that's how it goes. Brad Armstrong, what up? HM Landis, what's up? Diesel, what's going on? John, what up? Hold on, somebody else. Only stupid thing. There it is. Brian Hendricks, what's going on? Yeah, Authentically Kennedy, I'm sure she'll pop in. She's always good for a show up. She's cool, her and her new baby and whatnot. Already showing some love. Let me see, how do I get this on here? Huntberg, thank you very much for the Hamilton. And for those of you who don't know, the reason I call it $10 super chat Hamilton, because that's who's on the $10 bill. Come on. Thank you very much. Huntberg. Such a regal name you have there. That's right, John T. What's up, man? Good to have you here, too. Yeah, Dean Kane, Superman. That guy. Bobo Dorito says, I'm mildly impressive, man. Yeah, same here. Christopher, what's up? Thanks for the love. Appreciate it. Bad Billy, what's up, man? Glad to have you here. Check out Bad Billy's content. Amazing. I've been on his platform a couple times. Appreciate it. Secretary, not sure. What up? Hey, like a gay horse. It's one of my favorite jokes ever. What do gay horses have for lunch? Hey. Never get old. I love that shit. Tumbleweeds 007. What up? So yeah, let's get started, shall we? So here's what we'll be talking about today. Here's the itinerary. Atomic Thorn, what's up? Welcome. I'm glad you finally caught it. I'm glad. It's going to be a good day. We got some wild shit today. We just mentioned it a little bit. WNBA, they got a choice to make. And we're going to get into the stats of these two gentlemen, Enes Kanter Freedom and Royce White. They have officially declared for the 2027 WNBA draft. But Jericho, Enes Kanter Freedom and Royce White are men. They are. But remember the muddled, blurry, murky definition that the WNBA has for a W? Well, you leave the door open for shit like this. Soon to be unemployed, Jasmine Crockett, she goes Nova Ghetto. That means white, hot ghetto with this new black scent that she rolled out. It's her worst or best. I don't know which one. It's her worst or her best black scent ever. I mean, she really put some effort into it. She really left it all out on the field. You know, I left it all out on the field, coach. You ever do something where you're not worried, like maybe something, a position you're going for, or something, a contest you're entering, something where you just have to give it all you got and let the chips fall where they may. You don't have any regrets. Even if you don't get it, you don't care because you put everything you had into it. You gave it your best. I can deal with the consequences. I can deal with the failure or not getting it or not winning or not being in first place, whatever. I can deal with that because I gave it my all. I'm not ashamed of that. Whatever. I didn't get it. I didn't leave anything reserved. I didn't leave anything in the tank. I wish I would have. I should have. I probably should. No, none of that. Here it is. Bing, bang, boom. Fucking out of here. That's right, bro, man, dude. Private schools. Jasmine is very ghetto. Oh, she's as ghetto as it gets. Because, you know, the people who are always trying to be something, they try too hard. If it comes naturally to you, you don't have to try it. It just is. Like being yourself. That's not hard. Being somebody else is. Because you got to keep it up. Then people are going to start saying, well, you don't sound like this over here. How come last time you sounded like that, but you don't sound like that this time? See, you run into problems. But if you're you, whatever. But yeah, she she gave it her all. When she was done doing that, she should have went and seen because whew. Here's a scary thought. AOC wants a baby someday. AOC wants a baby? Well, I mean, what's wrong with that? She's engaged, isn't she? Uh-oh. She's not. Recently, I saw a post that her and her longtime boyfriend, remember that ginger that she was engaged to, the gingers who have no soul, they split up. Poor thing. They split up. So now she ain't got no man. But she wants a baby. So what do I call a woman who intentionally gets herself pregnant knowing that she's going to be a single mom? What do you call that? What do I call that? I call that, hold on a second, I'm writing something down so I don't forget. I call that child abuse. That's right. But Jericho, AOC has plenty of money. That kid's going to have a good life. That kid's going to have all the toys. It's going to go to the best schools and eat the best food. It's going to be driven around and have security. That's a very small piece of the puzzle. Material things are a very small piece of the puzzle when it comes to rearing kids. When it comes to raising kids, yeah, you got to feed them and you got to clothe them. Hell yeah, you better. But do they have to be in Louis Vuitton? Do they have to eat or well, I shouldn't say organic everything. Every kid should be able to eat organic everything. But does everything that kid eats have to come from Erewhon? Does it all have to be, hand plucked by, some Italian farmer in the Tuscan hillside and he holds each olive up to the Tuscan sun? No, kids will be all right. So no, that's not the issue. That's what people say. Well, this kid's going to have the best of blah. That's not the point. Kids need more than just stuff. They need things that only mother. Here it is. You guys ready for some controversial shit? Kids need things from their mother and their father. What? Good thing I'm sitting down. If I was standing up, I would have passed out when I said that. That's disgusting. Here's something more disgusting. Bad Billy says, how about women that are getting pregnant just to fulfill an abortion fetish? Man, people are the human being is so fucking sick. They're so fucking sick and twisted and demented and psychotic and sociopathic. We are truly the most disgusting thing to ever grace this planet. But she wants a baby. And who needs a stupid man for a baby? So she's giving herself these injections so she can freeze her eggs. So what? You could be should I save that? No, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Why? So you can be a 45, 50-year-old spinster. And now you want children. Now you want to be selfish and bring the kid into the hellish landscape that is you with menopause and no man around. Tough. Why are you freezing your eggs? You should have married the ginger. Get a husband and have some babies. Don't wait until, I fulfilled all my career goals. That's selfish. That child deserves more than you and a desolate clinical apartment that looks like the fucking Bat Cave. Which is all this contemporary furniture and hard edges. This cold place. Get the fuck out of here. Brad Armstrong says, pay someone to carry it. Trudeau's sperm. Trudeau would be the one carrying it, right? Is Justin Trudeau not a woman? Wait a minute, are you guys... Wait a minute, Justin Trudeau has sperm? I knew he had sperm, but I thought it was in his butt. In his butt and mouth and hair. I thought Justin Trudeau was a woman, and the only sperm he had was in and on his butt, in and on his mouth, and in his hair. Am I wrong? Tell me right now if I'm wrong. None Miser says, ask Katy Perry. Hey, she said she kissed the girl and she liked it. There you go. Also, Mayor Frye of Minneapolis. Oh, bummer. I mean, Mayor Frye of Somalia. There's more footage of him out there dancing. Yeah, he's getting down. Hey, let me tell you something. I got together with my team, and my team told me that Negroes like beats and they like to dance. And if you get out there and you do the latest dance, I think, I can't remember the dance that he's trying to show him right here, the Dougie or some shit. I think it's the Dougie. But he's trying to do it. Remember, he was choking down that fucking Somalian dog shit. I mean, cuisine. And he's like, no, this is good. And he was stirring it around. He wouldn't put any more in his mouth. Just kept stirring that shit around. Stirring it around is gonna make the fucking nasty go away. The dog shit taste go away. And then there was a video of him at some Somali festival. Man, I bet backstage they're talking all in their whatever stupid third world gibberish they speak. I bet they're just laughing at his stupid ass. I bet if you popped into one of their offices, there would be some kind of thing pinned to the cork board with something making like a little doll or something, a picture they put up there with words written on it. You know, remember guys when you would have a textbook and there'd be a picture of someone and you color in some of their teeth so like they're missing and you fucking put an eye patch on them. They probably have shit like that of Mayor Frye, because he's such a capitulating pussy bitch. You're gonna get up there and dance for these third world savages? I'm surprised he doesn't have a bone in his nose. But Jericho, that was a different part of Africa. I don't give a fuck. Africa, schmafrica. I'm surprised he hasn't come out in wearing the Somalian male garb. They'll probably put him in the female garb, very colorful, big thing on his head, very Zamunda. Remember that scene where they were dancing where the Princess Amani Singh or whatever her name was, the whole dancing production, she came out in this huge, they probably dress him up like that. They probably dress him up like a Somali woman. Okay, now something sad. This black teacher, I believe he's from Texas. We'll see. We'll check out the video. This black teacher, he's crying, literally in tears, eyes red, tears rolling down his face. Not because somebody died, but because some of his black students who are seniors, that means we're almost done with high school, right? I see the super chats. I'm going to get to them. Thank you. It means we're almost done, right? You're done with high school. He says some of them can't read and can't speak and read properly. How old were you when you learned how to read? Do you even remember? I remember one of my earliest memories. I was 3. I want to say 3. I'm like 90% sure that I was 3, but maybe 4. But I think I was 3. And so this would have been spring of 1984 if I was 3, spring of 1985 if I was 4. And I remember getting a poem to memorize for church. And I don't know how it is. I don't even like to say this, but it's the truth. You got churches that black folks go to and churches that white folks go to. There is a difference. But I never went to a white church or a Catholic church, a white Christian church or a Catholic church when I was a kid. I was always in a black church. What was it? New Hope Baptist Church, Seaside, California, RIP Pastor Franklin, one of the greats. His benediction, the last prayer before you go home, was like 20, 30 minutes. Crazy, sweating, had the handkerchief. Oh, anyway. So I remember I got this poem to memorize and recite in front of the church on Easter Sunday. Church is packed. You got extra chairs. They're bringing out fold-up chairs to put in the aisle. People that don't even come to church. They never come to church, ever. This is the one day of church a year. The moms, the grandmas. Everybody's out there. All the kids, G'd up from the feet up. Man, an Easter suit? Couldn't tell me shit when I had an Easter suit. Me and my brother, I got pictures, man. I got to get a picture from my mom of my brother and I, like 1985, Easter. Right in front of the house. Oh, man. But I remember reciting a poem, so I could at least read at 3 or 4. I remember getting up there on Easter Sunday. Church was packed, but I remember looking at one section. I think I was probably looking at where my mom was. And I said, good morning. And you kind of get, morning. Kind of here and there. And I remember saying, I can't hear you. Let me try it again. Good morning. Everybody said, good morning all loud. People started laughing. I think that's probably the first time that I learned, oh, I can control you. I can control your expression and your emotions and your reaction with my words. But at 3 years old, not only could I read, but I could read well enough to remember something and then recite it in front of the church. I didn't read it when I was up there. I just read it to memorize it. I recited it from memory up in front of the church at 3 years old. So this black teacher And I only use the color because it's relevant. He's crying over the poor performance of his students. And he doesn't blame it on who they usually blame it on. Yeah, Bro Mandu says that 3 is pretty fucking impressive. It was cool. I mean, I wasn't tripping at the time. I just remember walking around the house, reading it over and over again, and then reciting it to my parents. I just remember doing that. But yeah, it was cool. My son, we took the training wheels off his bike when he was 3. Carlos Love said, "What up, man? Welcome." He says, "An abortion fetish. What the fuck? Is that a real thing?" It has to be. If it's depraved and disgusting and beyond normal comprehension, it has to be. These are humans we're talking about. The worst. So that poor guy. And then, so this is a thing I've seen more of. My daughter started high school. No, you're cutting onions. She started high school this week, and she came home and was like, "Dad, they take our phones and put them in these bags, and then they take this like piece of cardboard or something, so you know which one they put their phone in before class, so they can't have their phones in class." And you'll hear people say, people that are opponents to this will say, "Well, what if, so with all the school shootings, what if the kids have to call their parents?" I'm gonna put a pin in that. I'm not gonna answer that yet, but I want to remember to talk about that because that really pisses me off. And I'll tell you what I think about kids having their cell phones in bags. And the illegals, they're making more demands. Kimberly Serrano, what's up? Watching from Vacaville. That's about an hour and some change from where I am. I met a police officer. I was there. It was like the halfway point from where my brother-in-law and his wife and kids, where they meet us. So like when we swap kids in the summer, we'll take their kids, they'll take our kids. That's always our meeting point. And we stopped there one time, and I think we were getting Starbs, like Starbucks or something. And a police officer was parked there, and he recognized me. He's like, "Hey, do you Jericho Green?" So it's pretty cool. So shout out to you in Vacaville. Do they still have the mental hospital slash prison there in Vacaville? So these illegals, they're making demands, and they're not cowering, not making eye contact. "Please, Mr. Junaidy, stay. Please, can you, if you find it in your heart and your corazon, can you please give us a few things, please? But if not, we appreciate just being here on the tierra. We appreciate just being here in America. But please, if you could, please, possibly, please, find it in your heart to give us just a few things, please. I will back go into the shadows. Goodbye." If they were doing that, then maybe. Stephen Johnson, what up? He says, "Hello from Virginia, out there on the East Coast, the far East. What's up?" But if they did that, then maybe. But that's not what they're doing. They're not, "Please, oh, please, United stay." They're not doing that. They're demanding. They're up there behind a podium, waving their little hands, telling us what we better give them. Can you believe that shit? I think ICE should show up to these and be like, "Well, since you're here, burlap sack over the head, goodbye. Next thing you know, you're in an airplane being flown back to Venezuela or El Salvador, or wherever the fuck you came from. How dare you?" Then, oh, shit. This right here, this worst pole dancer ever, this might get us all taken to hell when we watch this video. Because I saw that shit, and I was like, what? What the fuck? You will know what I mean when you see it. Sassy, she says, "Watching here from Western Maryland." That's how my mom says it, because she was born and raised in Baltimore. She's been out in California since 1973. She just moved to Tennessee like a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago. But she still has some Baltimore isms in the way she talks. Dog, hot dog. But not like when she calls her family back Eastern, like room and all that. I'm like, what's a room? Oh, room? But yeah, that's where my mom's from. I don't know. Is Baltimore in Western Maryland? Not sure. But either way, I appreciate you being here. And the Haitians, the Greg says, I think I saw this. Greg, it's the most fucked up pole dancer video you've ever seen. And if that's what you're thinking, then yes, you've seen it. You guys. Haitians, they don't want to go home. Oh, really? No shit? You don't want to go from the Four Seasons to a roach motel with a flickering light over the bathroom sink that looks like someone slit their wrist in? Well, of course not, stupid. Of course you don't, but you have to. Sassy says, I'm in the mountains. Okay, then no. You're not near Baltimore. Because when I was there, I didn't see no mountains. I saw mountains of garbage, but not actual mountains. The Greg says, watching from L.A., spent time in Maryland for college. You down in Smelly? Are you okay? Are you watching from a bunker where it's safe? No jokes at all with the Greg. Be safe down there, man. My goodness. They're trying to fuck that city up every day. I mean, my goodness. But they don't want to go home. Duh. And then a Democrat governor allows babies to be killed up until the due date. That's right. If you find out you're pregnant, oh man, but I got such a schedule. I got to do this, I have to be there. And next thing you know, time flies by and you're 8 months in. You're like, oh yeah, I got to get rid of this thing. Go ahead. Or it hits you the day of you wake up. You're like, what was I supposed to do today? What was it? Oh no, I washed my car yesterday. I washed my hair last night. I went grocery shopping. I walked the dog. Oh, a baby. If you forgot to snuff it out before that, you can just run down to the hospital, have them take care of it right there. Steve Hilliard, what's up, man? He says, Southwest Missouri says hello. Will the immigrants expect reparations? Reparations? They're way past that. That's for the Negro to keep pining over and crying over. Kimberly Serrano says that is murder, period. Well, I agree. I think Scott Peterson probably has a couple questions, right? Because he said, wait a minute, you can do that shit? Then why am I in prison for the rest of my life? Because remember, he got double homicide because he killed his wife, Lacey, and their unborn monster, demon, whatever you want to call them. Also, I found the Cuck of the Year. He might be the Cuck of the decade. You talk about being a man and then unscrewing, much like a light bulb, unscrewing your testicles, giving them to that fucking harpy of a wife that you just attached your life to, and saying, I don't need those, but not stopping there. Not stopping there. Not only did you give over stewardship of your scrotum and your testosterone, but you also bent over and like spread, like gaped your anus. Here, get in there. Whatever you want to put on there, honey. You want to put a strap on and get in there. You want to throw some fucking kitchen items and small appliances in there. Whatever. It's yours to do with what you wish. This dude is the bitch, at least of the year. He's in the running for a decade. You'll see. And then I found the worst dad of the year. The worst. Jericho, how can you make these assertions? Because I have video proof. That's how. You know what? Let's get this out of the way, okay? We are going to get the worst pole dancer out of the way. The Greg, are they ready? I don't think so. This shit, and not for obvious reasons. Well, it is for obvious reasons. Also, other reasons that may not be as obvious at first glance. But this right here Guys, I'm watching it right now. I haven't shared the screen yet. But come on. Come on. What are we doing? And not we, me, and you, but we as... No, bro, man, dude, no drugs are involved. And you should be scared. Jet black, no birth canal, thankfully. Oof. Here we go, guys. This is, and I just want to get through it and watch it and then explain, because I don't want you to think I'm not showing this because it's funny. I'm showing it because it's outrageous and it speaks to a lot of the ills in our society, but it's also funny to see this. And this woman is a grown, consenting adult. So when you do that, when you step through the ropes into the ring of consenting adults in the public forum that is free to our public opinion, that's what you're going to get, people. Oh boy. The worst pole dancer ever. Hold on. We're going to go back to the beginning. Here we go. Guys, what the fuck are we doing? This woman clearly has some physical issues. I'm guessing like some kind of cerebral palsy or something like that. And even if she wanted to do it, it was a dream of hers. I don't give a fuck. Sorry, lady. We can't let you get up here and do this. What the fuck? Who was sitting in that audience acting like, oh, this is awesome. She's so talented. God. Why was that allowed? Pole dancing? She wasn't even dancing. What the fuck? Everybody's want, everybody's dream should not be realized. Look for Life says, don't show that again. I won't. What the fuck is wrong with people? What? I saw that and I was like, what the fuck, man? What the? Why? Who? Did she practice for that? She rehearse? Did she rehearse that? Who was at rehearsal? Who was hitting play on the boombox? Who put her in that outfit and laid her on the floor? Andrew Justice says it. No, I'm sorry, that was John. John Yamas says, hit the replay button, Jericho. I can't. John T, what up? Says, I'm going in my sauna now, but I will be listening to you still. Hot sauna, beer, and Jericho. Can it get any better? I wish you all a great day. Same to you, man. All of you out there in Sweden, yeah. We've been international, people. Good to see you again, John. J954, the pride of Florida. JG, what's up, brother? He says, I'm all for penis, canter, and voice playing in the W. Live by the sword. You know the rest. Brittany should still be in Rust, too. Man, yeah, she should still be in Russia. She should still be cracking rocks with a hammer and drinking vodka every night with her girlfriend in their cell. I agree. You traded her for a weapons dealer? You traded her for someone with blood on their hands? But, oh, Kenneth Jackson, don't you worry, sir. We'll be getting to that real soon. But that wasn't pole dancing. That was pole writhing. That was pole seizing. What the fuck? Stop it. This all-inclusive road that we're on needs to stop. No more everybody should be everywhere doing everything they want to do. No more. Inclusivity and everybody deserves. No, everybody doesn't deserve. Everybody shouldn't have. Sorry. Everybody can everything. You get shit like this. Then you get this poor woman with cerebral palsy writhing around on the floor, twisting about on the floor in a fucking one piece. I think I speak for everyone when I say, ugh. Sorry if you guys are eating or have recently eaten. Sorry about that. Sorry, not sorry. Here we go. Let me cross this one out. Worst pole dancer ever. Got it. Ugh. No more. So since we're on the worst, and after this we'll get to Miss Jasmine, Congresswoman, honey child. Ain't nobody got time for it. Yeah, her. We'll get to her. Kenneth Jackson, you'll see. You'll see. What is she up to now? More of the same, just turned up to 15. That's all. Just absolutely ridiculous. Let's see. Where's this one? Okay, let's go with Cuck of the Year. This dude right here. I mean, just balls in his wife's purse, bent over, ass agape for anybody to enter. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is. Get in there. Get it. But he's a married man. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't fucking matter. This fool right here is Cuck of the Year, hands down. Now, what you are about to see is obviously it's a wedding day. And the pastor is going to say, I present to you Mr. and Mrs. blah, blah, blah. And this little third wave feminist, this little women should be in men's spaces, this little thing right here has something to say about it. And this dude does the cuck thing. Nothing. Oh, man, what the?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present the newly married couple, Mr. and Mrs. Brandon Key. Mr. Brandon Key and his wife, Regina Aloui.
Boom. What a bitch. There's three bitches on that stage. Her, obviously. The pastor for not saying, what? I'm not saying that. And her husband for being a bitch and like laughing at it and not saying anything. And not looking at her and be like, are you serious? No. Go ahead and say what you said in the beginning, pastor. And then look at that face. We all know the saying, you can't be ugly and a bitch. You have to pick a struggle. You either have to be ugly or you can and be the nicest thing, but she is so sweet. Or you can be hot and be a bitch. Can't have both. Can't have your cake and rub it on your ugly face too. That bitch ass preacher sat up there and was like, Mr. So-and-so and Miss, are you? No. You're married. You're one now. Was that your last chance to stick it to the patriarchy? Actually, I'm a strong, independent, blah, 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 shut up. And add soon to be divorced, soon to be annulled to your list of accomplishments. What a bitch.
You did not tell me that.
I thought you knew.
You didn't tell me that.
Dude, the mom's
Ladies
like,
and gentlemen, it is my honor to present the newly married couple, Mr. and Mrs. Brandon Key. Mr. Brandon Key and his wife, Regina Louie.
ugh. Ugh. You can't have that face and be a see you next Tuesday. You can't. I thought you knew. Like, everybody doesn't think like me and talk like me. Like, everybody's not an insufferable cunt like I am. What? Are you serious? Mr. Brandon, and he didn't even know her last name. He's like, wait, let me think. Because I've been thinking about this like a regular person. What's your last name? What's your maiden name? Tommy Thorne says, I can change her. Good luck. Good luck. How do you fix that? How are you around that long enough to fix it? How can you stand that long enough? She looks like she finds that kind of shit everywhere. In everything. Ladies and gentlemen, actually, ladies can be gentlemen too. Actually, the saying gentleman, the word gentleman comes from, oh, shut up. For all mankind. Actually, women have done stuff too. It should be all womenkind or all kind. Because like when you say men, you're like saying that the patriarchy, ugh. How are you around that long enough to change it? That's Cuck of the Year. Who had sex with who? Who was banging who on their wedding night? I bet there was a stinky dildo on the floor the next day. Smelled like shit. She was pegging his brains out. Gross. What? Fuck out of here. And yeah, Bobo Dorito, of course, there were signs. He ignored all of them. All his homies were like, what are you doing, man? His father was like, son, you shouldn't marry a woman like that. Your mother wasn't like that. Blah, blah, blah. But I'm sure there were many people. He's like, well, no, blah, blah. Actually, she's, and we're happy. And no, you're not. You're a bitch. You're a bitch. The I thought you knew. Like, everybody's not like this? No. Thank God. You can't be ugly and a bitch. Remember that. Oof. She's like a fucking praying mantis. Who took her lip? Let's see. All right, as promised. Jasmine Crockett, girl, you are something else. You are just unstoppable, unbelievable, unstoppable. Just when you think she can't get any more absurd and ridiculous, here she is. Here she is, people. I don't know what late night, looks like a late night talk show she was on. I don't know whose it was. It doesn't matter. Whatever show she was on, she said this. And it's nuts. But it's Jasmine. Go ahead, take it away, girl.
Kids,
Yeah.
allegedly, let me put the allegedly on there, y'all. I mean, like, there's a lot going on. Like putting water on his. He was doing a lot. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of nonsense that's popping off in the Congress.
Yeah.
Feeding kids, allegedly. Let me put the allegedly on there, y'all. I mean, like, there's a lot going on. Like putting water on his. He was doing a lot. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of nonsense that's popping off in the Congress. Feeding kids.
Now you can see for a millisecond that the host is black, so that's why she's. I just thought of it right now. I don't even know who she's talking about. I didn't even look to see who she's talking about. That's not the point. Being kids and all that, putting water on it, man, there's all kinds of foolishness popping off. That's how you talk. Public or a private school from kindergarten through college graduation and popping off. That's how you talk. Being kids and all that. There's all kinds of craziness going on, popping off up in there. Woman, you are such a piece of shit. And the only bigger piece of shit than her are the idiots who support her and vote for her. Look at that. How much hair is that? What's that? 9 feet of fucking weave? What's under here? How come you don't have, this is not her hair. Those are fooled. I don't understand how you're still fooled by now. This is not her hair. Right about here is that hairline. She probably has pantyhose over her head and her hair is all braided and matted down because who wants to show that gross black woman hair? Now, the rest of the black woman is fierce and strong and fine, and we do this and we do that. But I'm not going to show my hair. I'm ashamed of that. I got all these accomplishments, and we did this, and we run that, and we do this for America, and we raise America's kid, and all that. But I wouldn't dare go outside and show my hair. Why didn't she have her natural hair done? My mom used to get her natural hair done all the time. My mom didn't even own a fucking weave or a wig growing up. She would get her hair done. Crazy concept, right? But no, she's gonna mat her hair and cover her hair and shelter and shutter that nastiness, that nonsense. And I'm gonna put this fake shit flowing down, going like this, like it's yours. Boys, you ever impersonate your sister or something to piss her off, and you put a towel on your head? You're going like this, flipping your hair, acting like her. That's what they're doing. Ain't your fucking hair. Take it off. You're being ridiculous. And you're fucking, all that.
Kids, allegedly. Let me put the allegedly on there, y'all. I mean, like, there's a lot going on. Like putting water on his. He was doing a lot. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of nonsense that's popping off in the Congress. Beating kids.
Beating kids and all that.
Allegedly, let me put the
allegedly. That's how she says allegedly. Allegedly and all that. Beating kids, all them jumping off, popping off up in there. Bitch, you are absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And this is allowed. This kind of behavior is allowed and championed and supported. This is how black people are. It's how black women are. It's how they're supposed to be. That's not off-putting and masculine. They're just strong and independent. They don't need nobody. They don't need no man. And this is how you get an entire group of people that are just fucking mentally ill savages that think they can say and do whatever they want. Oh yeah, that's where she's from. Well, I take that back. That's not where she's from. She's from St. Louis. She got into politics in Texas, but she grew up in St. Louis. So maybe she'd been in Texas long enough to study the Texas ghetto ratchet female to mimic her voice and her mating calls. If you see here, we have the Jasmine Crockett. She's not native from Texas, but she has mastered the ways and the vernacular of the Texas ratchet female. Disgusting. And for that host to sit there and be like, why are you talking like that? If you're going to be on my show, we're going to be real. Talk like you normally talk. Talk like the white girl that all your black friends who were from the hood or your cousins you went to visit in the summer, talk like they made fun of you for talking. How about that? Talk like you regularly talk, like you really talk your real voice, the same way that your black friends and family members would tease and make fun of you for talking. That's okay. That's okay. Be who you are. Golly, that shit is so disgusting. And speaking of fake accents, one of the best. Now, Jasmine Crockett, she's good. She's great when it comes to the black accent. She's great. But there's somebody out there who, if you can't get Jasmine Crockett to come, to your event or your show, and like say you got a black church, right? And you need her up in there, rolling her neck and shit. She can't make it because she's somewhere else going, That's okay. This person, you can get her to fill in, especially if it's a church. She doesn't have a lot of experience like on talk shows doing this, but if you put her in a church in like, Memphis or something like that, she's a great fill-in for Jasmine. Sister girl Crockett. Anybody got time for that? Ain't nobody got time for that. Who am I talking about? Who is this great impersonator? Who is this great code switcher? Who is this great voice impressionist? She would give Frank Caliendo a run for his money. I'm talking about none other than Loco Cortez. Your motherfuckers. Her womb is so Lord. She can have my fucking baby, man. That's right, y'all. AOC. She said that she's dealing with something that men don't have to deal with. You fucking man. You fucking disgusting pig, man. It's our fault that we can't get pregnant. It's because we don't have to deal with it. You fucking man. And you don't have to have periods. You don't know what it's like. Fucking man. Nah. Well, you had a man. You had one. And you broke up with him. So how the fuck is that men's fault? She's like, men don't have to deal with this. You didn't either. You could have done it the old-fashioned way. You could have let that little ginger, you could have let that pasty, soft-body ginger climb on top of you, missionary, of course. Hey, all up in you. And then think how your fucking baby. She got my fucking baby, man. There you go. What's the problem? So she has some words, guys. She has some words for you. And you better fucking listen, all right? This is AOC, and she's doing this for her BABY. Stupid volume. Oh, well, maybe I just have to read the subtitles for you. Hold up. Let's see. Okay. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who plans to document the process online, has shared videos of herself administering the hormone injections involved in preparing for egg retrieval. In her post, the 36-year-old said women are often not given enough information about their bodies and reproductive health, including about fertility, pregnancy, or menopause. Well, I mean, isn't the information out there? Her decision, which has drawn praise and criticism, is one that has become increasingly common, with U.S. data showing that planned elective egg freezing cycles have risen sharply over the past decade, even as many people who freeze their eggs do not return to use them within the first several years. So 36, you kissing 40 in the ass right now, Loco Cortez. You're getting there. She says, in this political environment where this administration is denying reproductive care to women across the country, I think it's important for us as leaders to have these conversations and share these processes, especially for working women across the country, and normalize them, Ocasio-Cortez said. In this political environment where this administration is denying reproductive care, like Trump is in front of all the abortions. Sorry, can't do it here. Kill your baby. Somewhere else. Love the babies. Cute babies. Ocasio-Cortez has answered questions online about the procedure, breaking down the cost of various aspects, as her insurance does not cover egg freezing. The Congresswoman said she is paying 100% out of pocket and expects the procedure to cost around $8,000 to $9,000. Some clinics, depending on their care model, charge up to $16,000. Well, unfortunately, it's not a necessity, so that's probably why insurance won't cover it, because it's not a health necessity. You're freezing your eggs because you don't think you're going to get pregnant in time, or you don't want to. In her case, you don't want to. And the video that I was looking for, it shows her lifting up her stomach and injecting her stomach. So I didn't think you guys wanted to see that. But, men don't realize what we go through. Yeah, we don't, because we're men. You don't realize what we go through. And just because we don't have cramps once a month, we don't get it. We don't know what it's like to be a woman. Just because we don't push a baby out, we just don't get it. Yeah, maybe we don't. But that's our role in life. We do men shit, you do woman shit. We go, hugoo, and then you walk around, eating weird shit for 9 months that we go out and get. And then you have the baby. You know why? Because you are built for that. You are built. Your body is literally built to carry and bring a baby to term. It's not like we flipped coins. We flipped a coin, or we did Rochambeau, rock, paper, scissors, to decide who's going to get the periods and carry the baby, and you lost. No. That's how it goes. You're the woman, you do all the woman stuff. We're the men, we do the man stuff. It's not our fault. You got what you got. Talk to your parents. They're the ones who made you. Talk to your parents that raised you in the barrios, in the boroughs of New York. In the streets of Nueva York. That's so selfish. I think that's selfish. And I'm not talking about married couples. Married couples are excluded. I'm talking about these single women out here who are intentionally and purposefully going out here and having a baby on their own. That's selfish. That's child abuse. Even if you have money, that's not going to fill the gaps of not having a man around. It's not going to do it. You being a mom is not enough. There, I said it. It's not enough. Your kid needs more than that. It needs both parents. That's why it takes two of us to make it, because it takes two of us to take care of it and raise it. But because you want to be a modern woman and stick it to the patriarchy, you're going to fuck this kid's life up. And not only does our society allow it, we encourage it. Girl, you strong and independent. Show them that you can do it on your own. That's right. Yes, queen. At what cost? That poor little kid who's raised with some crazy-ass single mom with a schedule that doesn't allow her to be there and raise the child because she has to go out and be a strong, independent congresswoman. She going to give up her career for that baby? Hell no. She's going to show that she can do it all. She can have the shoulder pads and the business suit and the boppy. She can do the shoulder pads and the Bjorn. I can do it all. I can be the boss in the boardroom and the nursery. I can go to work as a congresswoman all day long, shaping the lives of my constituents, making this country a great place. And I can come home at 11 o'clock at night after my nanny has done everything and put the baby to sleep and say, oh, thank you, Consuela. Did you pour me a glass of Pinot Grigio? Oh, you're so strong. You're so strong to get up in the morning and leave that house before the baby wakes up so you don't have to deal with it. Or maybe, by chance, you did wake up and the baby is up and you're like running through the house holding the baby in front of you. Alexa, call Consuela. Consuela, what do I do when it says like poopy's coming out of its butt? What's all this yellow stuff everywhere? Consuela. You are so fucking awesome, girl. You are so powerful and independent. You're so independent that you don't need no man. You just need an older lady from a third world country who's here illegally. That's all you need. I don't need no man, but I do need Consuela because I ain't cleaning this motherfucker. I ain't cooking in this motherfucker, and I'm not raising no fucking kids. Right? She'll probably have a surrogate. She probably won't even fucking get pregnant. Or maybe she will just for the photo op. Just to show her with her bump and looking like this, looking inquisitively over some papers to sign on her desk. Or one of her staff members. You know the kind of pictures that a candidate will have during election season where he's at a construction site and they're pointing over there to some shit and he's looking like, 2x4s, right? She'll have the baby for that. She'll have the baby for that. Get up there and waddle up to the floor of Congress and complain about, women, pregnant mom needs this shit, women need this. She'll do that. She'll use it for power. She'll use it to wield it as a weapon. And she'll take the time off. She'll be by the pool. If the baby's born during the summer, I hope it's a summer birth, so I can like get back in shape. I can be out there by like 4th of July in my bikini. So it'll probably be like a summer, spring baby. She can like be out there by the pool. Consuela, it's making noise again. And like sip another drink and then, make that sound where there's nothing left in the cup with the straw to let Consuela know I need another margarita. Hello, Consuela, I know you hear me. Fuck, if you don't get it together, you're going to be back in fucking Venezuela. Got it? Yes, señora. Yes, señorita Ocasio-Cortez. That's right. You call me that. You don't call me AOC. You call me Señorita Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Every time. Got it? Oh, yeah, Consuela. If you call me at work one more time because the baby has a fever, you're going to be in the first thing smoking. Your ass is going to have a fever because it's going to be going so fast back to Venezuela. Got it, puta? Yes, señorita Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Ay. She's awesome. Did you know that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is a better woman than you ladies? That's right, she's doing it all. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Fucking disgusting. Speaking of disgusting, you know what? Let's get into this WNBA fiasco, shall we? So the WNBA has forced themselves into a corner, and I love it. I love it. This is what you get, you assholes. Don't start. John JT says, "What is a woman?" He's already starting with the difficult questions. What is a chick? What is she? She have tits and a vagina? No, obviously. You just got to feel it. You just got to feel it. If you feel it, then you are. You don't need no stupid vagina and tits anymore. And your XX chromosomes. You guys are stupid. That's so old. Yeah, boomer, whatever. Tits and vagina. Such an old man. I'm going to tweet about it. So you have this guy, this former NBA player named Enes Kanter Freedom. That's right. He changed his name to Freedom. What a good guy when he became a U.S. citizen. So let's see. Okay, here we go. Enes Kanter Freedom stands at 6'10", 250 pounds. Boy, that's a load. I bet he shits like a bear. Right? 6'10", 250. You might call him full size, right? So let's look at Royce White. Royce White. Not a Rolls Royce White. Let's see, Royce White. NBA. About that. Should take all the vehicles out of the search. Royce White. Here we go. NBA player. First round of the NBA draft in 2012. He's currently running for office too. Let's see. Republican Party's nominee in the 2024 United States Senate election in Minnesota. And he's also a 2028 candidate for president. So he has political aspirations, but that's not why we're here. Okay, so Enes Kanter, Freedom, 6'10", 250 pounds. Royce White, 6'8", 260 pounds. Ay. These some big boys. Right? You're some big old son bitches. Well, these two behemoths have just entered in the 2027 WNBA draft. That's right. They're going to play with the ladies. They're going to play with the broads. Why? Why would they do that? Because they can. Because the WNBA refuses to say what a woman is, even though it's in the title. That's like McDonald's not being able to tell you what a burger is. Mr. Ronald McDonald, if it has 2 patties, cheese, special sauce, lettuce, and tomato, whatever the fuck it says, and it's on a sesame seed bun, is that not a cheeseburger? Well, sorry. We here at McDonald's can't really say that a cheeseburger is patties with cheese and a bun. We just can't. It's not fair to the hot dogs and the chicken tenders out there who want to be cheeseburgers. That sounds fucking stupid. That's stupid. Kenneth Jackson says, Jericho Green, I know Brittany Griner got her a competition now that Enes Kanter is drafted. And man, if he ran into her, she would come apart like Mr. Potato Head. There would be limbs and all kinds of extremities everywhere. These dumb broads have no fucking idea. They will get 0 baskets unless they're shooting from the outside like Caitlin Clark. They will get 0 points. Nobody's going to stop this dude. Nobody can stop Enes Kanter or Royce White. And these guys are young enough to where they still got something in the tank, especially against lesser competition like a bunch of chicks. What's that? Let's see. What's that girl's name? The girl who clubbed. What's her name? Sophie Cunningham. Is that her name? Who clubbed her in the head. I don't even know how to spell that ghetto ass bullshit. Dijonais. Why would you name your daughter Dijonais? I don't even know how to spell that shit. Carrington? Dijonais Carrington. Girl, D, capital D, lowercase I, capital J, O-N-A-I. Oh, ignorant ass shit. And of course, she has fucking long blonde weave down to her ass. Of course. But star player, right? And I think she's the daughter of an NFL player. Is that Rodney Carrington? No, that's a comedian, Rodney Carrington. But I think her dad was an NBA player. So she grew up a rich kid, weave down to her ass. Yeah, daughter of former NFL player Darren Carrington. Anyway, what are her stats? 5'11", 175. Enes Kanter, 6'10", 250. Royce White, 6'8", 260. Dejanay Carrington, 5'11", 175. All right, let's look at one of the big dogs. Brittany Griner. She said with a straight face that she could beat DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins in his prime. This chick said that. She's 6'9", 219. So she's 30 plus pounds lighter than Kanter and 40 plus pounds lighter than Royce White. And she's a broad. Now, 6'9", 219, DeMarcus Cousins. And you might know who that is. If you do know, then you're already laughing. DeMarcus Cousins is a giant. But she said she could beat him one-on-one. She could take him. And it was so funny when they interviewed some NBA players and coaches. They were like, what the fuck? 6'10", 270. He has her by more than 50 pounds and an inch taller. DeMarcus Cousins would fuck her up permanently. Like she would have to park up front in the blue spots everywhere she went for the rest of her life. But the WNBA has opened the door to this by not declaring what a woman is. And even in their own paperwork, their own collective bargaining agreement, they don't nail down what that is. So now you have to. Either you decide what a woman is and say, and this is going to go against everything because I played a clip last week of one of the players saying, well, I'm all about inclusivity. And one of the stupid coaches saying, oh, I'm all about inclusivity. And I think trans and blah, 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 they're all for it. Right? Well, now you have to go against all of that and say that those trans women aren't women because a woman is born with a clam and pits. Right? So you either have to say that or you have to allow Enes Kanter Freedom and Royce White to be drafted by a WNBA team. And if you don't, then you're still going to go against your own bullshit because you're not allowing two people that identify as trans to enter the WNBA draft, knowing that they are dominant. They are far better than any woman in the WNBA. Their stats from the NBA prove it. They will demolish any chick you have out there on the floor. You know this. And if you want to win, what about some of these shit teams? Well, I mean, all the WNBA teams are shit teams. But the shittiest of the shitty. What about these teams that never get close to the playoffs? Wouldn't even sniff a championship? What if they know if they draft one of these Joanna men that the world is their oyster? They're going to get to the championship no problem and win. What's to stop one of these teams from drafting both of them? Oh, shit. What are you going to do? You have to make a choice. You have to say what a woman is. If not, two men are going to join the WNBA and fuck it all up. Then you're going to have to discriminate. You're going to be forced to become what you hate most. Because then the women are going to start saying, we don't feel comfortable with them in the locker room. Why would you not feel comfortable with another woman being in the locker room? You don't say that about the other women who are in here. So then you open yourself up to litigation. Now I feel discriminated against. They're treating me differently. They don't want me in the locker room. What did I do? I'm a chick just like them. How come you don't want me around? Then the WNBA is going to get sued for money that they don't have. The WNBA has been running at a deficit since they opened their fucking doors. They are always at a deficit. The NBA has to come in and save them. The men have to come in and pay the bill. That's right, Sassy, and it will be all their fault, and they deserve it. So you're going to build up this monster and then slay it yourself? You're going to build this thing up and then cut its own throat yourself? That's what you fucking get. You're stupid. You should have said straight up, this is what a woman is. That's that. Meet the criteria or don't. That's called the real world. But this is the only way that they can keep relevance. This is the only way they can keep eyeballs on their shit games and people talking about it. Like I said before, I've said WNBA in the last 6 months than I have my 42 years of being able to speak. It's not because of the awesome footage you see in the highlights. It's because of the lowlights, the missed shots, the 48 rebounds that Angel Reese gets every night because she can't make a layup and the ball just bounces right back into her hands. Rarely, and if it is for play, it's to either watch Caitlin Clark rain down threes on another team because no other woman is able to shoot threes like that apparently, or it's to watch her or her teammates get mauled for being white. And then that girl, Dejanay, fucking stupid ghetto name. I'm going to tell my son when I'm down here, boy, don't you ever bring home no girl named Deja anything. But after because she clubs Sophie Cunningham in the head, gets a flagrant 2, gets ejected from the game, then she tweets, white privilege. Because you fucking hit her upside the head with a forearm? That's a white privilege that you got kicked out of the game? That makes no fucking sense. You committed a foul. I don't fucking get it, man. But if it's not something like that, then nobody's talking about that bullshit. Nobody wants to watch no damn WNBA game. Not on purpose. White privilege. Okay. I'm reloading. Let's see if I can find a little side-by-side here. Something looks different. See if I can find this side-by-side for you guys. If I have to, I'll just share this screen. But this one, okay, there we go. I'll just share this screen. So here's a picture of Dejanay Carrington back when she was in college versus now in the WNBA. You guys see anything different about that? These don't even look like the same people. You guys see that? These don't even look like the same people. That girl, this girl looks different from this girl. Young, black girl, older white lady. And the hair, brown hair, blonde hair, darker skin, lighter skin. Damn, girl, they're like white chicks. And it's not just like in the face. You know, I guess sometimes, makeup, whatever, so lightens your skin or whatever, the foundation, whatever. I don't know shit about makeup. But this is like all the neck. White privilege. You have the privilege to turn into a white lady. Look at that. White privilege. Oh my goodness. So that's the girl who clubbed Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham. Hold on a second. Be right back. Gotta close the window. There we go. And actually, here, we're getting a little break. We're going to be down, I think it's only going to be 84 today. And and like 81 tomorrow or some shit. I don't know who we made happy, but get a little break from the heat, which is fine with me. But they forced themselves into a corner, and they're so stupid. They should have. The Aces, they better take that $10 million deal from Clay Travis. You're going to need it. No more championships for you if Enos and Royce don't join your team. Man, they're going to fucking destroy the WNBA. Two dudes are going to take down the entire WNBA, especially if they're on the same team. Man, if these fools are on the same team, it's already not going to be fair, but what are they going to do? You either have to say what a woman is and keep them out of the draft and any other Ku Klux Trans members that go against everything you said, or you got to let them in and watch them fuck your shit up. If you think Caitlin Clark got eyes on the WNBA, you haven't seen anything yet than when you put two former NBA players on the court. I know I'll be watching. I've only seen highlights of Caitlin Clark doing her thing. I've never, ever tuned in to a WNBA game. Wouldn't know where to find it. Actually, I would know where to find it because they're always putting shit like on the streaming services, showing you, oh, the Indiana this and the Fever's playing in Chicago. I don't give a fuck. Never watched it, never wanted to. But I'll tell you this. If they let two men join the WNBA, I'll be watching. You'll see me doing a video right here. You'll see me doing a video right here because that will be the craziest shit ever. Finally, we've all been saying they're gonna end up having a man join the league because you're letting Ku Klux Trans members join. Because you won't make a clear definition of what a woman is. We've been saying that. We're finally going to see it. We are going to see two NBA caliber men joining the WNBA, and they're going to fuck those chicks up. It's going to be 157-0. And the only reason it didn't get to 200 is because the coach pulled them out. Please, guys, please. No more dunks. No more threes. No more layups. Who is stopping them? Who is stopping a 6'8", 260-pound man from getting to the basket? Other men? Yeah, if it's in the NBA. But if it's in the WNBA, the answer is nobody. Nobody's stopping Royce White. Nobody's stopping Enes Kanter. And I'm not talking, and I also showed a clip last week of that French player, that French Ku Klux Trans member who's a dude, got a dick under his shorts. It's not like the women were trying to stop them. It's not like the female players were going in the paint and trying to stop them. These chicks were just watching him. They're just watching him fly by and lay up. Some of the women were even looking behind him. They were running down the court with him and just kept running out of bounds, and they turned around and looked behind them. They weren't trying to stop them. What is the score going to be if an NBA caliber player is in the WNBA with no resistance? What's the score going to be by halftime? Are they going to put up 100 points a half? None the Miser says they'll just stop keeping score. Probably. It'll be like when my son plays flag football. They turn off the scoreboard after one of them scores 28 points. Just turn it off. Of course, I keep score. But they turn it off because they want to see the score. Well, you got your ass whooped. Get better. They'll probably do that. They'll probably just turn the scoreboard off. Just fucking turn it off. Or keep it on and just turn everything back to zero. Both scores will go back to zero. The time will keep running and all that, but it'll just turn back to zero. Are you fucking kidding me? Sassy says, I love watching sports, especially football and UFC. I have 2 sons, lots of sports. However, I don't mind watching sweaty grown men do their thing. Yeah. Well, you're going to see 2 sweaty grown men do their thing in the WNBA. Kenneth Jackson says, Jericho, imagine Victor Wembanyama becoming Victoria Wembanyama in the WNBA. I don't put, you know what I wish would happen? I wish that as these NBA players retire out of the NBA, they should just turn the WNBA into like a retirement league, to where these guys just start putting them into the WNBA so they can keep playing a few more years and just dominate. Imagine Steph Curry going to the WNBA and nobody can stop him from raining down threes. Nobody. Even if they try, he'll just stop, let him fly by, dribble, turn around before it even hits the basket, because he already knows. He already knows. This is great. I can't wait to watch this play out. This is what has to happen. We gave you all the crazy you wanted. Now, what are you going to do with it? Now, what are you going to do? Did you really believe that? And I think the only reason they said that nonsense about, oh, if you identify and trans women are real women, because they didn't think it would really happen. That's why. You ever tell your kid? I remember one time my son asked me, he goes, Dad, if I score 10 touchdowns, will you give me $100? I said, yeah. I'll give you $100. One time his dad, if I score 10 touchdowns, will you buy me a PS5? Yeah, I will. Because I knew you're not going to score 10 touchdowns. I think the most he scored was 4 or 5. That's a lot. That's really good. But 10, I know he wasn't going to score 10. So I said, yes. That's what they're doing. They said, yeah. Trans women are women. Sure. Yeah, we let them in the league. Yeah, sure. What? They're here? They're at the front door. Yeah, dummy. You didn't even know the power of your own crazy. You know, people say, I didn't know my own strength. You didn't know your own crazy. You didn't know how crazy this was going to get, because they're not thinking about the real repercussions of it. They're just thinking about what they can get from it, the power they can wield, how they can make themselves feel virtuous. I stood up for the trannies. I stood up for the guys that stuff their dick into women's clothing. I'm awesome. I'm virtuous. I stick up for the Ku Klux Trans and the colored people. Ooh, pat me on the back. I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight. All the virtue I put out in the world today. They didn't think that shit was really going to happen. Now it's really going to happen. You stood on the mountain, out of the goat horn. Now they're here. Now the people you called for are here. They heard the call. They're here. Now what are you going to do, WNBA? You have 1 or 2 options. Stop all the bullshit. Say what you know a woman is. You know how you know what a woman is? Because you're a woman. Yeah, look down. Look. Don't look at me. Look down. What is that? What is it? Say it with me. A push. That's right. Feel these, huh? What are those? Tits. If you have those, you're a woman, and you know it. You know it. You know it once a month when you're balled up on the couch. Leave me alone, you fucking asshole. Whatever. You know it. But now you got to say it out loud. Now you have to admit to it. And while you admit to that, you will also be admitting that, yeah, we're full of shit. No, sorry. Because you've also called the Ku Klux Trans too. So now they're showing up with their ball like, we can't play. Nah, fellas. We had to make a decision. We had to make a declaration, and you don't qualify. But you guys have been saying for 5 years that if I feel that way, that's what it is. If we want to play, we can. All I have to do is identify. All the players saying, sure, I don't mind playing with them. The coaches, I wouldn't mind. I'm here. What the fuck? Sorry. So then you got to open yourself up to all that shit. You're transphobic? Oh, man. Then you're going to have the same language thrown at you that you were throwing at everybody else. You were sitting there like a monkey throwing shit at the zoo, throwing your fucking progressivism and all your bullshit to other people, throwing your monkey shit at everybody else, and now they're going to throw it back to you. Now they're going to take their monkey shit and throw it in your face. Now you're going to open your mouth to say something, you're going to get monkey shit in your mouth. That's going to bring a whole host of medical issues, eating monkey shit, I'm sure. I'm no monkeyologist, but you shouldn't be eating that feces. Stupid ass. You dumb motherfuckers. That's what you get. And I can't wait to watch it all collapse in on itself like an old stadium that they're demolishing. You know, they put all the explosives in the right spot so it falls in on itself and it doesn't hit neighboring buildings or structures. They're just going to watch it collapse in on itself. What about, imagine the day when it comes across the screen on ESPN, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you get your info. WNBA is now officially out of business, or the WNBA was purchased by Sheikh so-and-so over in Saudi Arabia somewhere, or purchased by some Chinese company. Or if it just goes out of business completely. How funny is that going to be? Oh, I can't wait. Oh, you fucking idiots. Enes Kanter Freedom and Royce White, welcome to the WNBA. I wonder if they're just going to look the way they look, or are they going to put on like a wig or something, have a ponytail? How are they going to get treated by the other female players? That's what you wanted. This is what you wanted. Yes, this is live. DH923 official. Oh, it's live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Oh. One more second. Oh, that's gonna be so funny. So funny. Either I'm willing to see either one. I want to see either one. Either the end of the WNBA, or I want to see Enes Kanter Freedom and Royce White being drafted. I want them. I want them. I want them to be sitting at their home. I want them to be sitting at their home with their family, just like they do on draft night. Where they're sitting there like this, and they're just waiting, and they hear so-and-so Aces draft Royce White. Just go, yeah, stand up, hug his parents and shit, just like draft night. Oh man, that was so fucking funny. And then watch them play. Now you have to play against them, you idiots. You made this bed, now lay your fucking ass down. Lay down. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. I might go live. I might go live just for that first game. Oh. Just for that first game. Oh, beautiful. What's that first score going to be? You guys tell me in the comments, what's that first score going to be? What is the score of the first WNBA game with Enes Kanter Freedom or Royce White playing? What's that first score going to be? The final score of the first game with two guys playing against the Brides. What up, Brett? He says 250-4. I mean, you might be a little too generous on that 4. 250. Oh my God. Oh my God. That would be nuts. Yeah, average. Andrew Justice says check Mr. Freedom stats and triple it. He'll average 60 to 80 points a game. You know, a big man putting up those kind of stats. That would be so funny. And I remember who asked to have a dog barking. Yeah, fucking dog. So the kids are in the the backyard playing. And so we put the dog on the side yard so he's not knocking him over. And he's whining. So it's really pissing me off. Yeah, it's going to be that first final score of that game is going to be outrageous. You're going to be like, is that a social security number or a score? So this teacher here, I feel bad for him. And I feel bad for all teachers like him. I feel bad for all the teachers who are forced to, well, not forced because they could quit and go somewhere else. All the teachers who choose to teach in these schools, usually these inner city schools, where you have tons of ghetto-ass students who come from ghetto-ass parents who don't show up or care about their kid until they get in trouble. My baby, why are you picking on my baby? He didn't do that. They don't come up to the school until they have something to bitch about or something to gain, or maybe something happened and they can get a news crew up there, or they can go viral about some bullshit. That's how you get these motherfuckers up there. Or maybe if they released, okay, here's what they need to do. If you want to get the parents, I mean, let's be honest, if you want to get the single moms up there who parent these fucking demons and turn these monsters out into the world, if you want to get them up to the school, well, you can either move the Jordan release from the shoe store to the school. You could sell weaves at the school, or have, where some of the hair supply stores will throw a bunch of stuff out in the dumpster and then people will literally fight over it. You can move one of those dumpsters in front of the school. Or you can move the welfare office to the school because, I ain't got my welfare supposed to be there yesterday. My babies ain't going to eat. You could do that. I think that'd be 3 good ways to get the parents up to the school, because if you don't move one of those 3 events up there, then you're not going to see them until my baby, he didn't do that until he gets in trouble. Then they'll be up there dressed like a fucking retard. Dressed like they got dressed in the dark. Just why is that skin tight? Why is that bonnet on your head? Why do you have slippers on your feet? Did we wake you up? The fuck is wrong with you? But this teacher right here is heartbroken over the condition of his students. Heartbroken. And just like we all are to a certain extent. It's very sad. Oh, hold up. Dang it. Let's open up another screen. There we
go. We have what's called block, and block is where first and second periods are combined for subjects that need it. And so I literally broke down in the middle of class because I'm teaching seniors. These kids are leaving high school and going to college, hopefully, after they finish. We had 2 paragraphs to read, 1 sentence complete to write. I gave them the sentence stems. I basically completed the sentence for them in the model. These are 17 and 18-year-old kids, and they couldn't fill in 4 words. 4 words. I gave them the scenario. We annotated together. I gave them the answers before we even had the problem. and they couldn't do it. I don't know. I simply don't know where the problem is. This is only day 2. And I have seniors who simply cannot read and seniors who cannot write. They cannot write. They can reason. They have the ability to defend their reasoning if it's talking to their homeboy, but applying that to a written text, 2 paragraphs, and they couldn't do it. Our young black men, our young brown men, our young black girls, and our young brown girls oh God. So
that man was heartbroken. Heartbroken that those 17 and 18-year-olds can't fucking read and write. I bet the literacy for slaves was higher than the literacy levels in some of these fucking schools. I guarantee it. I'm not even going to look it up. I guarantee it. The slave literacy rates were higher than the literacy rates for these fucking kids right now in 2026 at the beginning of their senior year. We have all of the knowledge ever accumulated by human beings in our pocket right now. Right now. AI, there's some voice in your phone right now that will tell you everything you want to know. What do Kim Kardashian's turds look like? Well, let me find out for you. Give me 1 second. And in 5 seconds, you're going to have a picture of Kim Kardashian's bowel movements. Everything, whatever you want to know. How hot is it here? What's this temperature? When did this start? How many people died during this? What is the speed of this? What's the temperature on the sun? Whatever you want to know. Who started this? What was the first person to do that? It's in your pocket right now. And they can't read or write. So it's not access to information. It's in their pocket. It's with them all the time. That phone's in their hand 80% of the day. Probably more than that. So it's not an access to knowledge. Because you always say, people don't have access. People in the inner city don't have access. They got access. But there's no one making them access the right information. There's no one at home saying, you need to do your homework, talking to them about what's going on in school and in their life, feeding them good food, making them go to bed at a decent time so they're well rested and focused when they get to school. There's no one at home doing that. Obviously, you have teachers there who are, obviously, he's vested in these students. He's breaking down crying because of their lack of performance and their lack of knowledge. So it's not a shortage of people who care. No, it's not a shortage of people who care at school. There's a shortage of people who care at home. And I'm sure these kids that he's dealing with, these uneducated dummies who are about to be released into general society, I'm sure they're not ignorant, dumb inner city kids, but they're well behaved. They're respectful. They don't disrupt the class. They can't read and write, but they're good students. They sit down, they chill, they listen. I guarantee it ain't the fucking case. These are the same wild little motherfuckers, probably talking shit, cussing, oh, nigga this, nigga that. Acting just like the over-emotional ratchet moms who raised them. The boys acting just like them. And one thing I'll disagree with him on is where he says our brown boys and our brown girls. Stop it. You mean black boys and black girls. There's nobody doing worse than we are right now. Nobody. The brown kids, they're not even close. And in brown kids, I know you're not talking about no fucking Indians. I know you ain't talking about no Indian kids. You must be talking about Mexican kids. Because if you're talking all brown people, fucking Indian kids And they were born reading and writing. They filled out their own birth certificate. What? I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm already a doctor. Fucking kidding me? I know you ain't talking about those brown kids. Knoxville, that's right. Lean on Me, 1989. That teacher is teaching in the first half an hour of Lean on Me. That's where that teacher is at right now. With a bunch of students that he gave the answers to, and they still couldn't get the right answer. He said, I gave it to him. 17, 18 years old. You're a young adult. It takes an effort to be that old. It takes effort or special needs to not be able to read by 17 or 18 years old. Either there's something wrong with your brain, and if there is, you're excluded from this conversation. BJ Bleskovich Gaming, what's up, buddy? If that's the case, you're excluded from this conversation. But it takes effort. It takes parents who don't give a fuck. And not only do they not give a fuck, they don't give a fuck day after day after day. Day after day. Year after year of not giving a shit about their child's education. And your mom is their first teacher. You shouldn't show up to your first day of TK or fucking kindergarten whenever you start school not knowing anything. Nothing. You don't know any of the colors. You don't know any words. You don't know how to say bathroom. Nothing. Nothing. If you show up to school blank slate, your fucking parents failed you. Failed you on purpose. And what do you think the phone conversation is going to go like when this teacher contacts the parents of these dummies and tells them your kid can't read or your kid has zero sentence comprehension? What you mean, my baby? You saying he's stupid? You saying I'm a bad mom? Oh my! Click. Can't even. Ugh, how do you deal with that shit? How these poor teachers got to deal with these ratchet, filthy mouth bitches. Jericho, how can you say they're filthy mouth and you just call them bitches? Because they're women. Here, it's about to get... Welcome into the sexist portion of the show. Women with extremely foul mouths is off-putting and disgusting. I'm not talking about cussing sometimes. Yeah, women cuss. My wife cusses sometimes. But it's not a constant stream of profanity coming out of her mouth. It's gross. You're a lady. Act like it. You know, fuck beach, shit all fuck all that beach. Ew. You sound gross and stupid. Remember earlier, we said you can't be ugly and a bitch. You can't be gross and stupid. But that's where they come from. These foul-mouthed, disgusting, EBT, vaping, hookah, fucking backwoods smoking harlots. That's how you end up in your 12th year of school and you can't read. Sassy says, I'm a Christian. However, I can make a sailor blush. I'm sure you could, but I'm sure you're not constantly speaking like that all the time, every day. That's what these chicks do all the time, every day. Constant profanity, disgusting things coming out of their mouth in front of their kids. Fucking terrible. And that poor teacher. I want to see that teacher. I want to see that teacher on the last day of school. I want to see how hard that man is crying on the last day of school. If he's falling apart this bad on the second day of school, by the last day, oh my goodness gracious. That poor man. Shit. Let's see. Now, to the worst dad. The worst dad ever. the worst, dumbest dad ever. So, a fucking idiot. So there's a fucking idiot. Hold on a second. I'm getting us to the part where it's, or getting us to the beginning. Fucking idiot. Okay, here we go. So this fucking this family is outside chilling in the front. Probably either just got done with some kind of little function or about to. You can see tables set up and under the little easy ups. Family's outside chilling, enjoying. These are the best moments right here where you're just chilling with your family. And gunshots start. I don't know where the fuck they are. Obviously, they're near a bad area. Gunshots start. Now watch this stupid ass dad and see what he does. I'm just like, come on, man. You got us all. You got every dad out here looking fucking bad. No situational awareness. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't. Did he think maybe they'll stop? I don't know. A bullet just whizzed by.
Get the house out! Run! In the house! Get the house!
Sent the neighbor kid across the street. What? No way. No way. They didn't even start moving until a bullet whizzed by their house. Then the mom hops up and says, "Get in the house, run now." And then they send a little boy across the street. Nah, man, you're here. We are keeping you here until the threat is neutralized and we know that it's safe to send you out in the open. Obviously, they're shooting your direction because the more than one bullet whizzed by your house. So why would you send that little boy to run across the street like that? Why was the mom the one saying, "Everybody in the house now"? That was a perfect moment for you to use your deep dad voice. I'm assuming he has a deep voice. I hope. That's when you got to come and say, "Hey, get your ass in the house now. Everybody move. Grab kids, whatever you got to do, get them in the house now, on the floor. On the floor, on the phone with the police. Everybody get in the house, lay down. Babe, sweetheart, whatever his name for her is, get the police on the phone. Tell them to get here ASAP." Hammerbaugh Chris, I know that. That's why I said lay on the ground. He says these vinyl and pressboard houses ain't stopping bullets. I know. Lay down. If you got a safe room, if they're in a place where there's a basement, maybe in one of these Midwest states where they got tornadoes, get them in the basement. Get them somewhere safe. Not sitting out in the driveway and send the neighbor boy across the street to fend for himself. You know how pissed I would be once I saw that footage and I send my kid over there. I thought we're friends. I thought that was a safe place for him to be. But apparently there's two retarded people in charge who just run around literally like a chicken with their head cut off. What the? That dude, worst dad ever. You're an idiot. There's no excuse. Oh, well, you guys had to be there. Bruh. Gunshots. Everybody was still standing up. Bullet whizzes past you. Everybody's still standing up outside, and you send the little boy across the street. What else is there to know? What do we not see there? What do we miss? What a fucking idiot asshole. My kid would never go back to your house. You're too stupid. You're too stupid to have my child over there. How many bullets, how many gunshots was that? And you're still outside? Like, what is that? What's going on? Zoop, zoop. Shit. We'd be in the house, on the floor, calling the police in 3.5 seconds. You got mom out there, get in the house now, run. Dad's like, did you guys hear that? Those sounds like gunfire. Yeah, dumb shit. The hell? Everybody shouldn't breathe. There's it. Everybody does not deserve offspring. And I hope he has people in his life who hit him. I'm like, man, what the fuck is wrong with you? You look like a dumbass. I hope he has brothers and friends who are just like, man, you fucking idiot. What's wrong with you? Oh, I was doing. They're just like, bro, like, give him some fucked up nickname. Give him some fucked up nickname that he can never live down. And you guys just start calling him that. You forget his real name because you only know him by his new nickname. That would be hilarious. And I hope that's what happens to him. That's a real possibility. If he has any good friends, that's exactly what's going to happen. If he has any siblings, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're gonna roast his ass until his dying day because you ran around outside like, and there are bullets literally whizzing by your family's head. You're just like, nah, see how it plays out. They'll stop. The gunfire will stop. The gunfire, it'll stop. Stay outside, kids. The gunfire will stop. We can resume normal activity after the gunfire, after the bullets are done flying past our head toward our home. So, what do you kids want to do now? We want some s'mores. Who wants s'mores? I'll take some. Hey, my s'more has a bullet hole in it. Whoops. We'll get you a new one. My s'more tastes like gunpowder. Oh, they must have shot the ingredients. And then if you guys were getting ready for something, because you saw the easy up in the tables there, now what? Now what? You guys soldier on and have the fucking barbecue or whatever that was after the gunfight? Or do you shut it down? I understand if you do. I understand if you shut it down. So this is something that actually has touched me personally. The cell phones at school. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the cell phones at school? Before we get into that. Yeah. I'm not going to play the music because I don't want to get this copyrighted, but it's that song by Chingy. I like it when you do that right there. So just have that in your head. This is this is Negro Whisperer. This is Negro Entertainer. What's his name? Frye, Greg Frye. What's his name? What's his first name? The mayor of Minneapolis. Oh, bummer. I know it's Frye, but I don't remember his first name. Anyway, here he is again, up there just a shucking and a jiving to make sure that he has secured his spot for another term. Jacob, thank you. He has secured his term as mayor over this this third world inside of a first world shithole known as Minneapolis, or Little Mogadishu. Tap dancer, take it away. No. Oh, hold on. No, he's not having a seizure. All right, go. Whoa, no, Jacob, no. No. Guys, what kind of photos do they have of him? What is he doing in these photos? Do they have recordings of him to like trying to pick up kids or something? How in the fuck do you get a grown man to do this in front of a camera on purpose? And who is this bald-headed Somalian dude having a footloose moment with this asshole? What? Dude, you're getting too complicated. You're getting too complicated for him. What the? How do you do this? How do you get him to keep doing that? Why does he not go, I'm just kidding, I can't do it. And they all clap like, How? Whoa. Maybe he is having a seizure. I'm not a doctor. Maybe I just don't recognize the signs. Maybe they need to lay him on the ground and put a popsicle stick in his mouth so he doesn't bite his tongue off. What the fuck is this? Whoa. He probably got inside his limo like, ugh, gross. Get these clothes off of me. I can't stand doing this shit. When are you going to get the copies of those pictures of me trying to pick up 13-year-old boys out of their possession so we can stop doing this shit? You can stop having me out here dancing around like a fucking monkey with one of those hats on at the boardwalk. What the is that Tai Chi? Maybe I'm ignorant. Maybe he's doing Tai Chi. Maybe he's an old Asian person in the park and I just don't get it. Bruh. What in the fuck was that? Is that what getting the poke does to you? It makes you fucking okay with shit like this? I'm glad I didn't get it. What was he doing? What was he doing? Like a fucking clown. What do they have on him? What photos and recordings do they have of him doing fucked up, illegal, gross, immoral shit? Do they literally have a picture of him reaching into a jar marked COVID funds? And he's like, at the camera? And he's like reaching in, taking, what do they have? What do they have on this dude to where he willingly, nobody had a gun to his head. There was nobody in that footage with a gun to his fucking head saying, get out there and dance like a fucking asshole. Nobody. But you know what? Like I've said before, they only do it because it works. Imagine the voter that works on. Imagine the voter that sees that and they're like, oh, yeah, I'll vote for that. He gets it. He's down. He's part of the culture. He's doing that for the culture. Those are the kind of people that say stuff like the culture. Those are the kind of people that support him and the kind of people that say Latinx and the kind of people that still want reparations. Those are the kind of folks that vote for that dumb piece of shit. What the fuck? What the fuck? That was wild. That was wild. That was a lot of seizure-like activity. I mean, holy hell. Anybody from Minnesota, you support that? Have you ever seen that? Anybody ever seen that live? Anybody ever been to a Jacob Frye event and seen that live? How did you not die from over cringe? Like, oh, he OC'd. He OC'd? Yeah, man, he over cringed. Fuck, for real? Yeah, man, it was Jacob Frye live 2025 summer. It was crazy. And my buddy, he fucking OC'd right next to me. Really? Yeah, he just hit the ground. Started fucking shaking and convulsing and foaming at the mouth. As soon as I saw it, I knew it was an OC. Damn, man, this shit's getting crazy. I'm getting, you know how many calls we're getting? Firefighters like, man, we're getting more and more OC calls every day. It's usually around a Jacob Frye event. People just laid out dead, OC, over cringed. Just too much cringe. I mean, people could handle it when he was eating that gross, disgusting Somali food that could double as cat shit. Like if you were making a movie and you needed a pile of cat shit, but you were just close to it, like a Somali restaurant, you're like, fuck. Run in there and get me a number 3. Sir, are you sure? I'm sure. It's going to look just like cat shit. And they bring it out and they're like, man, I couldn't tell the difference. Did you actually find cat shit or is that the food from the restaurant? Because they look the same. And we could handle it when he was trying to, you know, force feed himself that Somalian cat shit cuisine. But when he started dancing at that festival, trying to do the chingy dance, that's when I couldn't take it anymore. And I fell to the floor and I OC'd. They were able to bring me back. They gave me some Narcan and brought me back for my OC. But doctor said if it happens again, probably won't be able to bring me back. My next OC will be my last OC. What a piece of shit, yes? Oh my goodness gracious. So the cell phones, what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about cell phones not being allowed at school? And I said before that I wanted to put a pin in why is my son yelling? Why is that? How about you stop yelling? We'll be talking about that after the live stream. Anyway, the cell phones being in those pouches where the kids can't have them. They can't get to them during class. And I said earlier that the parents who say, well, with all the school shootings, the kids need to have their phones on. And what if there's a school shooting and the kids can't get in touch with their parents or their parents can't get in touch with them? I would equate those parents to the parents that say, well, our kids are going to smoke weed and drink anyway, so they might as well do it here at home so I can keep an eye on them and make sure they're safe. You're equally as stupid as the parents who think that, no, the kids should have cell phones because what if there's a school shooting? Number one, the school shootings are not that fucking prevalent. They don't happen with the frequency that they want you to think. You can look up stats right now and it'll say that, oh, there have been 500 or 600 school shootings this year in America, and there's only 365 days in a year. No, wrong. I'm not even going to explain those stats again. I've done it before, but people can do their own fucking research. That's ridiculous. So number one, you're dumb because you believe that. And number two, you forget about the millions and probably billions at this point of kids who have gone through school not only not having a cell phone, cell phones weren't even invented. Cell phones started to come in like my junior, senior year. That's when we started to have like the flip Nokia, where most of the phone was the battery. Phone was 9 pounds and 8 of those pounds was the fucking battery. So those kind of started to come in toward the end of high school, but nothing like it is now where everybody has one and everybody has it all the time and everything's on it. You can watch movies and all this shit. Of course, nothing like that. We're talking like 97, 98, 96 maybe. So millions upon millions and millions and millions and millions of us went through school with no knowledge of phones being able to be carried around. Turned out just fine. They'll be fine too. Just because you can't text them, oh, Mom, can you pick me up? Can you blah, blah, blah. I know people whose kids have DoorDash food to the school. They don't need them. They just don't need them. You could go your whole school day without even looking at your phone. And guess what? while you're inside the classroom learning, the world is not collapsing. There's not a nuclear war outside the classroom that you can't see. And when you come out of the classroom, you step into this post-apocalyptic world, and it just wouldn't have happened if you had your phone on you. Doesn't happen that way. It won't happen that way, I promise. I don't make a lot of promises. Having a kid made me learn, don't make promises if you can't keep them, because kids will hold you to it. Sheldon, my bad, man. I saw this and I just got going. Thank you, man, very much. Another C note from Sheldon. He says, Bumblebee Tuna. Excuse me, your balls are showing. If you don't know that. Thank you, Sheldon. I appreciate that, man. Good looking out. Another Benjamin Franklin from Sheldon. Thank you. But I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with phones being taken away. I wouldn't have a problem if my daughter left her phone here. But there's a level of convenience, especially if your kids play sports or anything, coordinating, when you're picking them up and who's this and all that's going on. Yeah, I get it, the logistics of everything. But can that all be solved maybe before you say goodbye to them in the morning? Hey, today after school, this is happening at this time. Mrs. So-and-so is going to pick you up, whatever. That's what our parents did. And if you had to get in touch with the school, your parents would call the office, and then they would send some child out there who's a student to take the note to the classroom. Or they would say on the intercom, so-and-so, come to the office, please. So-and-so, come to the office. And then you'd get up and go to the office. What's going on? And you go to the office and find out. Oh, shit, what? Yeah, your kid doesn't have to be able to contact you immediately. And if there is a school shooting, guess what? The rest of the world's going to know pretty quick. The police are going to be there. Your parents will find out. They'll probably see, oh, shit, something's going on in my kid's school, and they'll be there too. Crazy, right? Brett Hyatt says, my kids aren't allowed to have phones yet, and that's fine. And let me tell you this to parents who maybe aren't as far down the parenting road as I am. My daughter's going to high school now. But those of you, my son's hollering again, stop yelling. Anyway, any parent struggling with that, should I let them have phones? Is it too early? Are the other kids having phones? Their friends have phones, and I don't want them to be embarrassed because they're the only kids without a phone. Fuck all that. You know what's right for your kid. You know what's right in your heart and in your gut. Stick with it. Contrary to popular belief, your child is not going to pass out and waste away to a pile of bones and dust because they don't have a phone. Nothing's going to happen to them. They're going to be okay. You can go in their room in the middle of the night, check on them. Oh, they're sleeping just fine, even though they don't have a phone. They'll be okay. The slight embarrassment of their friends having phones before them, they'll be okay. And look at that kid. What is that kid like? What's their home life like? Does that kid get everything they want? Is that kid a little shit? You're fine. Your kid will probably be better off without a phone. They're fine. No phone. No phone until you think, I think they're ready. That's when they're ready. That's what your kids are ready for a phone when you think they're ready for a phone. But I promise you it's not 11 or 12. We tried that. Oh, yes, Jericho Green is not perfect. I know I seem like I am, but I'm not. It was, I think my daughter was 11 or 12 or something like that. We got her a phone. She proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that she wasn't ready for it. And we took her phone until she was. Guess what? She was perfectly healthy. She was fine. She did not waste away. So you're good. They can get a phone when you fucking think they're ready for a phone and not a moment too soon, because that's your kid. The consequences of your actions will be played out on your kid. So you do what's good for them. And that's a whole other thing. Perverts on the phone, social media. My daughter has a phone now, but she has no social media. No TikTok, none of that bullshit. So that's how it is, man. If you don't think they're ready, they're not ready. Period. Case closed. And they got plenty of time, plenty of life and adulthood to have a phone all they want. They can catch up whatever they missed out on when they do that. They're good. But as you guys heard, the yelling and whatnot, I got to go now. I got to get ready for work too. I got to work tonight. My weekend is over. It's going to be crazy. We got We have an event at our hotel, and then we have an event at there's a concert venue within a mile of where I work. So we're going to see a bunch of business from that too. So it's going to be crazy. So let me get ready for that. Also, spend a little time with the family before I go. They never would like to see me go to work. I never would like to say goodbye to them and go to work. So I'm going to go kick it with the family. I appreciate you guys being here. I thank you for your comments, your questions, your fucking money. And again, parents, whatever you think is right for your kid, that's what's right. Stick to your guns. You'll be all right. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. You guys. No.